Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone for helping me. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Eviria Yuliatun. I'm from Mathematics Education Study Program Muhammadiyah University Surakarta. I'm the first author of this paper, and I'm going to present our article titled Students' Mathematical Critical Thinking Ability in Group Algebra Structure Course During the COVID Pandemic. And this is my research has been looking at. Introduction. Structured algebra group is wrong. One is studying recorded with Soltech College Student Education Mathematics University Muhammadiyah Surakarta on semester out. A studying has many theorems with solve prove the truth, so that college students need the ability to think logically, creatively, and critically. Learning in time pandemic the COVID-19 work that is struck learning online. Wrong and A studying with the learning track system online as well as net ability think by critical that is studying structured algebra group. I am from study this for analyzing ability think critical mathematical column studying in complex equation on I studying structured algebra group in the pandemic COVID-19. Program studied Education Mathematics University Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Research method. Type study, qualitative descriptive, subject study, student with currently track studying structured algebra group. Data qualitative, short data, primary and secondary, interview is student education mathematics University Muhammadiyah Surakarta. Validity data, triangulation technique, technique analysis data, reduction data, presentation data, withdrawal conclusion. Technique collection data, test interview documentation. Visit result and discussion. This is table mathematical critical thinking levels and label student recapitulation level of critical thinking mathematics. Indicator understand what is known and know what to ask in each problem. Question suppose the set of natural number n is divided by operation. A. Investigate whether the set n is a semigroup with respect to the star operation. The mathematical critical thinking ability possessed by S19 and S9 with a very high level of critical thinking. This is related to the indicator of understanding what is known and knowing what to ask in each problem. S19 and S9 are able to write down what is known and knowing is asked in the question. According to Ennis in Sumarmo 2012, the first indicator of critical thinking ability is to focus. According to Fernandez Research 2019, the ability to focus ration is the ability to find or formulate problems from a given case or phenomenon. From the result of the explanation above, it can be concluded that the subject is able to explain what is known and what is being asked in the question. Indicator. Write down the concept used in solving each problem. Questions. Suppose the set of natural numbers n is divided by the operation. P. Investigate whether the set n is a monoid with respect to the star operation. Based on the answer, S19 has the ability to think very critically because he is able to write down the concept used in each problem. With S26, S4, and S10 have the ability to think critically in the medium category because they are not able to write down the concept used in each problem. But in the interview, they are able to explain the concept used in each problem. S30 have very low critical thinking abilities because they have not been able to write down the concept used in solving each problem and in interviews have not been able to explain the concept used in each problem. Paradisa 2015 cite that students with critical thinking skills are able to identify concepts and determine what concepts are used in solved problems. Indicator formulate the problem into a mathematical model. Questions. Prove whether the integer p is a group under the multiplication operation. In the indicator of formulating problems into mathematical models, S19 has very high critical thinking skills because S19 is able to solve problems by formulating problems into mathematical models properly and correctly, according to research by Paradisa 2015. Critical thinking skills are able to determine mathematical equation in applying concept to answer and are able to give meaning to each symbol of predetermined the mathematical model. While S26, S4, and S10 have a moderate level of thinking ability, this can be seen from the result of the work that when working on the problem is not appropriate to formulate the problem into a mathematical model. Furthermore, S30 has a very low level of critical thinking because S30 does not work and is unable to explain questions related to indicators of formulating problems into mathematical models. Indicators solve problems with mathematical principles and models and are able to draw conclusions from each problem. Questions. It is known that it is a set of integers modulo 6, so that it is a group with respect to the one indicator of solving problems with mathematical principles and models, and being able to draw conclusions from each problem. S19, S26, and S4 have a very high level of critical thinking because S19 are able to solve problems with mathematical principles and model properly and correctly. Furthermore, S10 and S30 have a very low level of critical thinking in solving problems with mathematical principles and models, and have not been able to draw conclusions from its problem. Because S10 and S30 do not work on questions related to these indicators. This is in accordance with Paradisa Research 2015. Students do not write down the result of completion and conclude the answer obtained, and students consider the drawing conclusion is not necessary. Indicators provide future explanation in solving each problem. Question: make a problem and solve it with Cauchy group and loops. In the indicator providing future explanation in solving each problem, S19 has a very high level of critical thinking because S19 is able to provide future explanation regarding the conclusion drawn in each equation. During the interview, S19 was also able to provide future explanation regarding the conclusion with very good and correct answer. According to Christmas and his research 2017, the subject is able to provide future explanation regarding the result of the settlement he has obtained. Next, S26, S4, and S30 have moderate critical thinking skills because they are less able to provide future explanation in solving each problem, while S4 does not work on questions related to indicators. It provides future explanation in solving each problem. Conclusion. Based on research on students' mathematical critical thinking skills in the group Algebra sector course during the COVID-19 pandemic, it can be concluded the students with very high critical thinking levels are 20%, high critical thinking level are 50%, medium critical thinking levels are 23.33%, high critical thinking level are 23.33%, low critical thinking 3.33%, and very low critical thinking level 3.33%. Based on its indicator of mathematical critical thinking skills that have very high, medium, low, and very low mathematical critical thinking skills, students have different achievement. So, this is my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.